Have you ever read a poem and noticed that it repeated words or sounds, kind of like a song or a rhythm? This is called a pattern, and they are everywhere around us, not just in poems. For example, there are patterns in nature, art, math, and even coding. Yes, coders can use patterns too. Whether you are writing a poem, composing a song, or coding a game, patterns can help you organize your thoughts and ideas and make them go together, creating meaning in your work. Today, we will explore and compare how patterns that we see and create in poetry are similar to patterns used in coding to make computers follow sequences and run programs smoothly. First, let's talk about what a pattern is. A pattern is an arrangement of something that repeats in a way that you can predict. For example, if I drew a star, then a circle, star, circle, that is a visual pattern. In poetry, patterns can happen with sounds, words, or the rhythm of the lines. In coding, patterns may look like this. This is a pattern because the program or code repeats the same action over and over again. So, both poets and coders use patterns to make meaning and create structure in their work. Let's take a look at a short poem. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Can you hear the pattern? That's right, star and R rhyme. That is called a sound pattern. Now, imagine you were instructed to code this poem. How would you plan to do it? It might look a little something like this. The code we wrote instructs the computer to repeat star and R in alternating lines. This is how we can represent the sound pattern with code. Now do you see how both poems and coding can repeat instructions, making a pattern? While poets do repeat sounds, they can also repeat words and lines to create a pattern. For example, I wish for rain, I wish for sun, I wish for laughter for everyone. The phrase I wish for repeats, just like a loop in coding. Now, how would we write this in code? It might look like this. This is telling the computer to repeat the same pattern with a different item each time, just like the poem. Patterns can also happen in the beat of a poem, called a rhythm. If I clap like this, that is a pattern. In poetry, we can hear the rhythm when words have a steady beat. For example, twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Do you hear the rhythm? Poets use rhythm and create beats in the same way that coders can use timing loops, like they might use to code blinking lights or something similar in a game. Now let's practice. Here's a short poem with a missing rhyme. The frog sat down upon the log. He let out a bark just like a... Can you guess the rhyming word? That's right, it's dog. Now you've spotted a sound pattern. Good job. You're thinking like a poet and a coder. So, here's what to remember. Both poets and coders use patterns to make their work fun and meaningful. In poetry, patterns show up as rhymes or sound patterns, repeated words, and rhythms, beat patterns. And in coding, patterns can help repeat actions and rules. Now it's your turn. Try writing your own mini poem using a pattern. Maybe you can even use a loop like in coding. A loop might look like this. I see a blank, I see a blank, I see a blank. I hope you have fun creating your own poems today. Thank you so much for watching and happy pattern making! See you next time.